first?
Yeah. Cloud solutions. We have offices up and down the East Coast. We're headquartered right outside of Philadelphia. We have offices in also in the Midwest, in Texas and Chicago. This is a 360-degree view of all the solutions that we can help you with. You have the planning and budgeting cloud services, all of the enterprise performance management, as well as all the business intelligence solutions, including big data. Here is a list of all of our specializations. These are not given out lightly. You have to earn every single one of these badges, and I can tell you our staff is highly seasoned and able to deliver very quickly. We have a lot of both functional and technical people on board, so you don't have to explain a lot of the business reasons for the reason why you're doing things. Here is a picture of all of our branch offices here in the U.S. And here is a picture of all of our international offices with a headquarters in India. We have offices in Dubai as well as Singapore. Here is a list of Saturn's pre-built Oracle Business Intelligence Cloud solutions. And today our series is Restaurant Analytics. Now I would like to go ahead and introduce Michael Sargo. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Neil. And what I'd like to cover is the Oracle BI Cloud Services overview. And primarily, Oracle's BI Cloud Service is built around business agility, really helping answer any question, guided or interference of any data, whether government or personal data from the users, and anytime with the cloud deployment flexibility and mobile deployment options. Next. When we talk about unlocking business agility, we're really talking about casual users want to leverage guided navigations to answer regular questions on a regular basis, and more powerful analysts really require a rich user experience to discover answers to difficult questions. They also want to be able to leverage their data sources. They want to leverage their manager-governed data sources for repeated analysis, while also mashing up user data and personal data sources for additional analytics. They want their information available anytime, and again, with the cloud architecture, there's flexible and economical deployment options. They can access this information anywhere via mobile consumption. Next slide. And really, Business Intelligence Cloud Services leverages exploratory analytics with the rich user experience. It's available on desktop or mobile devices, built around data mashups, whether it's your managed or personal data sources such as Excel or flat files or any data, with a best-in-class, proven platform completely integrated with the Oracle database. And with the cloud solution, it has the flexibility to scale as needed for your deployment. Really, Business Intelligence Cloud Services can help you answer any question from any user. From a guidance perspective, we leverage a grammar-centric approach for our visualizations, and from a richness perspective, there's a robust library of visualizations that are streamlined on the different dashboards. From a guidance perspective, visual grammar, really visualizations that are auto-generated by the data attributes selected by the end users. When we talk about keyword search, the data artifacts are automatically indexed and accessible by these keywords. And from a pattern brushing perspective, automatically highlight data correlations between components on the different dashboards. From a richness of the feature set, there's a visualization library. We have many customizable components that can leverage visual grammar that are all HTML5 compatible. Advanced trellising options, which are replicated visualizations across multiple data elements whether it's rows or columns, and streamlined dashboarding capabilities, which visualizations are synchronized with no need to move between the screen and dashboards to create different dashboard objects. And BI Cloud Service can integrate with any data source quickly. When we talk about managed data sources, we're talking about supporting a large breadth of governed data sources across your organization, and user data, really supporting a large variety of data sources that are either external or personal data files that are meant to blend with your more managed or governed data sources. From a managed data perspective, we're looking at the breadth of different data sources we support, whether it's a cloud data source, on-premise data source, or other files in different formats. It also comes with a powerful tool set for loading and synchronizing the data across these different data sources, and a semantic layer that's really meant to build a single version of the truth across these data sources with some governance and security as well. From a user data perspective, really meant to support a large variety of data sources, sometimes just-in-time data sources or external data sources that are being pulled in, or even personal data sources. We're talking about blending these data sources with your governed and corporate data sources, as well as creating fully shareable, whether you're creating private analysis or something to share with other individuals or groups within the organization. These analyses, next slide. Are meant to be delivered anytime via mobile devices, as well as the flexibility of a cloud deployment and all the advantages associated with cloud deployment options. And with the BI cloud services, you really get the speed and flexibility and economics of the cloud. You're going to get a quicker time to value by fastly provisioning the software and all the services, and you're going to get the flexibility to scale to your different deployment, whether if you start small and want to grow to a larger deployment in the future. And with our cloud service offerings, you're going to get immediate access to all the new functions.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
With monthly update cycles, some of them varying features with the cloud-first availability. And again, from a cloud-first perspective, you can see that there's a solid track record of continuing to release new functionality to the BI cloud services on a regular basis. And lastly, Oracle's a proven leader in the cloud with 29 million users, 12,000 enterprise customers leveraging Oracle Cloud Services across 180 different countries, supporting 22 billion transactions a day, 19 global data centers, and 34 languages delivered in the cloud.
Thank you so much, Michael, for that. We will open it up for questions at the end, and I apologize if you didn't hear everything. There was a little mix-up here when we got the presentation started. Right now, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Business Intelligence Restaurant Analytics pre-built solution that we have already built. This is up and running and ready to go. Just give us a moment here while we transition. And one of the great things about this solution is that it gives you the ability to create a strong strategy. And what we've seen in the restaurant industry over and over and over again, the most successful turnaround stories like a Red Robin or a Sizzler Steakhouse is all begins with companies willing to know that they have to accept change, they have to go with a strategy, and then they have to execute on the strategy. We're going into our demonstration environment. And we took into account all of the things that are most important for restaurants: food costs, labor costs, table turnover time. To be able to break it down to the store level and be able to analyze why maybe two stores in the same city are performing extremely different. You can look at all the different variables in the data with this solution and you can find out. Restaurant analytics, this is your main dashboard, and we've taken the courtesy of adding all of your major KPIs for restaurants. Your food costs, your kitchen labor costs, table turnover rates, order revenue, labor per day, gross profit, and head sales per head. Monthly food trends. And as you can see, you can go and sort each graph for total food cost, labor costs, and such. You can scroll down a little here, you'll see order trends, and then customer trends. Who are your customers? Who are you marketing to? How are you going to know? If you want the dinner crowd to come in earlier, you'd be able to direct some of your marketing targets that way. Look at your customer trends by age. We all want the millennials, but I was just reading the other day that more and more restaurants have to start looking at Generation Y, all the teenagers out there with discretionary income. How are you going to get them in, and how are they going to be much different than the traditional American customer? So we go over to the next tab, and you'll see menu items. This is where you get to analyze all the items on your menu. What is selling the best? What costs the most to make? Best selling food items, bottom selling food items. Sometimes you might have to spend a little bit more marketing dollars and promotions to move some of your lagging performing items, or take it as a signal that you need to change your menu or take it off the menu. It's amazing to me that out of all the things like a Panera Bread sells, the most popular thing that they have at the whole store is their broccoli cheddar soup. Who would have thought a bread company would find that the soup is their best-selling thing? But now on the labor analysis, here you can figure out if you have enough servers or if you have too many servers. I also learned recently there's a shortage of labor kitchen staff. That's something to look up and something that you should be able to measure. You can measure your productivity rates, your highest paid employees, your total labor costs, and the graphs are very interactive. You can take all of your data out of all of your data sources, your social media sources, your HR systems, your CRM systems, and marry them all into this one tool that will give you one place to get all of your reports on any device. You can have it on your cell phone, you can have it on your tablet, every store manager can have it, and you can offer this to your franchisees. If you're a restaurant that does franchise, this can be an added service to them that you can charge to give them more visibility into their own business. Here's the financials. And it's nice because most people still use Excel. Here you can be able to you can even use Excel to feed this system, and it'll show you your balance sheet, cash flow statement, operating statement, income statement. You can see your food costs, your beverage sales, your totals, all in one place with one source for the truth. Finally, we're going to dig down even further to the ingredients. You have your food company vendors, your Cisco's of the world, Gordon Foods. You can see here how much of their business are they getting from you. Gives you more negotiation rates to, hey, you know, if I spend $5 million with Cisco and I need them to move a little bit on their prices, then, you know, I can tell them, look, I can send this money over to Kraft. So be a little bit more flexible with me. And then you can also see when there's also food trends, like egg prices. Egg prices have gone up almost 60%. That's something that you have to look at, and if you have like a lot of eggs in your recipes. overall you can see that none of these KPIs are set in stone. If there's something on here that we missed or something that you think is very critical to your business, we can certainly add it. It's very, very flexible. This is just a starting point for you to see all the different types of reporting that we can give you within 5 weeks. This is an average build-up time is 5 weeks, which is not very long at all. Now, how does this actually get built? I'm going to turn this over to Janesh. He is our BI architect, and he'll go into a little bit of the backbones behind the operation.
Okay, thanks, Camille. So we have seen the pre-built analytics, what we have built so far. So I'm going to give you brief information underneath. Oracle Cloud complies with the SSAE 16 standard, and BICS is also aligned with ISO security controls. So connection to BICS is secured by SSL encryption. So data stored on Oracle Cloud is very secure and reliable. So when you buy BICS, you get 2 instances. One is non-fraud and one is fraud. The BICS is also based on the best-in-class BI, that is OBIEE, and it delivers a rich architecture for the enterprise reporting needs. BICS is also backed by Oracle Cloud Database and provides the robust performance for data storage and retrieval. So let's talk. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the different tools provided with the BICS. So first one, of course, is the data load mechanism. So BI Cloud Service makes it really fast and easy for users to import files and start their analysis right away. The web-based file loader enables users to import data from multiple sources, no matter the location, and allowing users to quickly combine different data sets. So data model tool, BICS, the tool provided by BICS, it's a pretty advanced tool for data modeling, like wizard-based star schema design, auto time dimension creation, rich hierarchy and time series calculations, aggregations, etc. And it also provides the advanced analytics like trending, binding, etc. Next tool is the analysis. So BICS provides very intuitive reports building tools that lets you create brand new reports from scratch without any need of IT developer. The analysis tool works on the BICS data model that is already available for the use. And the newly released the Visual Analyzer tool, which enables the endless possibilities to transform your overwhelming data sets into rich and intuitive visuals like graphs, bars, maps, etc. Visual Analyzer not only allows the user to use the existing data model, but also provide the flexibility to use your flat files data and generates visuals. And the dashboards are a very useful tool to keep track of your key performance indicators and analyze your entire business process. All the development done on BICS are also available on mobile devices without any extra work. And last not but the least, all the objects we created in BICS are securely enabled, and they are accessible. They are available to all the users, and they can only see what they are allowed to see based on the role-based security we have implemented. BICS provide multiple data load tools here. So BICS provides multiple ways to load your data from various sources and locations, like on-premise or from the cloud. BICS data load utility is designed for the self-service data load mechanism, where your super users can load the data from the flat files with simple transformation. Data sync tool is for design. It is designed for complex data loading that requires direct data access from on-cloud or on-premise data. Different sources like EBS, JD Edwards, Deltek, Salesforce, Marketo, etc. This tool also allows to perform real-time data feed and enables the real-time BI reporting from BICS. Other advanced tools like SQL Developer, REST API, etc. are also supported for complex data loading requirements. So once the data is loaded into the BICS, the next task is to model it so that we can easily report on top of it. So the data modeling tool is a pretty thin client-based tools which helps you to convert your flat files data into star modeling with a click of the buttons. Data modeling tool of BICS is a replacement of admin client tool, if you're already aware of the admin client tool of on-premise OBIE. BICS is also equipped with rich features for the administrators in the organization, like it helps you manage the users, their roles, their responsibilities. You can easily take a snapshot of the entire BICS environment in minutes, just like VM images, and migrate the entire snapshot from environment to environment. These are different ad hoc tools available with BICS. So one of the really good tool is to create a brand new analysis or report from scratch without any IT developer need. Once your reports are available, you can publish it onto the dashboards and make your business process more visual. The visual analyzer tool allows you to do the data mashups and like quick visuals for your overwhelming data sets. So let's have a look on the scenario where BICS will be a perfect fit into the organization and delivers a single and an integrated BI solution across the enterprise and provides a single source of truth. So let's say organization X uses various cloud-based systems for their sales, marketing, and payroll departments. They utilize EBS financials for their financial models like general ledger, payables, and receivables. And they also manage their homegrown custom system for their operational tracking. The issue with this scenario is that various departments of the organization, they work in silos and there is no single version of information across the groups of people. So they rely on their ad hoc based Excel sheet based reporting, and they take their business decision. So this does not give a right insight into their overwhelming data and allow the executives to take strategic business decision. So when organization implements BICS on top of all the sources and feed the data into a single source, that is our BICS data warehouse, so they are able to resolve issues like cross-functional analysis, a single source of truth, etc. So now their analysts are spending more time on productive analysis and instead of spending time on collecting and validating the data. So the organization also took an advantage of our pre-built analytics like marketing, sales, office of finance, and accelerated their BICS process. So as you see here, once your data is loaded into BICS data warehouse, to create brand new reports, dashboards, and all the visual analyzer, it's pretty easy, and without any extra work we can publish the same reports and dashboards onto the mobile devices. So let's have a quickly look on the architecture of the pre-built analytics, what we just saw here. So your data can reside on-premise database, it can be on flat files, or it can be on cloud. So using our data load mechanism programs, we can import your data into the pre-built data model on BICS, and then we have already created enough like reports, dashboards, KPIs on top of it. So as soon as we feed data, your organization's data into the pre-built data model, all the reports and dashboards will start working.
I'm just going to stop you right there. I wanted to highlight this fact. Today, most restaurants might have, a database, maybe some old Microsoft SQL Server, very small, and you grew very, very fast. You don't have to rip out anything you have currently. Any homegrown systems, any Excel spreadsheet Bibles, anything that you have currently, you can feed right into the business intelligence tool that will give you all the reporting that you can share across your organization. You can see, if we refer back to the demo at some point, you'll see how you can make and execute business decisions based on trends that an Excel spreadsheet really wouldn't be able to tell you. And to get the communication out there to all of your franchise locations, or if you're 100% company-owned restaurant locations, make sure everybody down to the servers know where you're at, where you have to be, how many tables you have to serve, so everyone's on the same page.
Absolutely. So as we discussed earlier, so this pre-built analytics delivers the pre-built reports and dashboards, pre-built matrix for business KPIs, and also the data model, and on top of that we have also created the data loading mechanism. So you can go live in weeks. You can easily enhance, customize this existing pre-built models. So also let's have a look on the process for the implementation. So we do standard software development lifecycle. So it goes from commencement to design to build to go live. So what we generally do is we identify the gap between the pre-built analytics and your custom needs, and then we enhance the existing model. So the entire process takes around like 6 weeks is the ideal time. I mean general timing, and again it depends on your complexity of the program. So other than that, I would like to show you quickly how the visual analyzer helps you to create brand new analytics from scratch, and it helps you to do the data mashup. So let's go ahead and create a brand new visual analyzer here. So I'm going to use pre-built data model for the restaurant analytics, what we have already seen. Once the data is loaded into the BICS, all you have to do is use this tool to create new reports or project.
So just to give you a little precursor as to what this is a map. You can create a visual map of all your customers, your traffic, anything, your products, sales. Picture a map of the country. You can have all your store locations, how many store locations had X amount of revenue, and then it'll light up the map. And then that you can take and put into any of your other reporting that you'd like to do.
So here we are presented with the home page of the visual analyzer. Here we are given 3 options. Either you can use the existing data model, or you can use previously created, previously uploaded file, or you can upload a brand new file. So let's take example of our pre-built data model here. So here I'm going to use restaurant analytics data model and the overview model, and I'm going to show how can I create brand new project based on this. So I'm presented with different dimension for this restaurant analytics, like I have city information, categories, region, state, etc., and different facts I have here. So let's say I want to analyze my total food revenue by region and by food category. So let's say I just have to drag and drop my total food revenue. So as soon as I drag onto the right region, it's gonna present me based on the data patterns. I want to analyze by different region, so I drag it. So when I'm dragging it, I have different help available here, so I can drag it to the right position. So I'm presented with a report, total food revenue by region. I'm also interested to have like food category, so I'll further break down the total food revenue into food category. So as you see here, the graphs are automatically changed from bar chart to the stacked bar chart without any further inputs. So it recognizes the data pattern and it changes automatically. And let's say I can also utilize the size width of this bar in a different fact. So I have total food cost, so I can place it here. I can create another report by simply copying and pasting, and I do the side-by-side mapping. And in the new graph, let's say I want to analyze it by different like store instead of food categories. So I just have to drag store. Instead of region, let me replace it with the store. I can create another report and present it into the map. I just have to change the type of the map, graph into map, and I'm presented with different options here. So the category geography is the mandatory information we need to provide. Let's say I want to present it by different states. And total food revenue I want to analyze. So I'll show my map, shape of the map by total food revenue, and gross profit percentage can be presented as let's say bubbles. And the size of the bubbles can be presented. Let's say I want to analyze the number of parties served. So here you see with like bunch of clicks, I could create my own report without any need of IT developer. Let me add one more report for the tag cloud. So here I want to analyze, let's say, my gross sale per seat by food category. So I'll have to just select gross sale per seat, and I put it at my measure. And I also have to select the category. So let's say I can select the food category here. As soon as I do this, I'm presented with tag cloud. So I see the sandwiches have like maximum number of gross sale per seat. I can also use parties served for the colors.
Can you imagine trying to create these types of graphs and statistical analytic relationships with Excel? It's absolutely impossible. Your marketing department would have to sit there and cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. It would take forever. This takes minutes, and you can see at a glance, especially large areas. If you're a regional restaurant and you have maybe, and you're planning on growing and doubling, to be able to see where your stores are, what food is selling, how much is selling, how quickly is it selling, is really, really important in a fast growth type of environment. Okay, so now, if any of this interests you, we're going to just open this up to questions. So if anyone has a question, you can go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll be happy to answer it. Again, you can ask Saturn and Michael Sargo from Oracle. We have one question coming in.
The question is, slice and dice your data and get a 360-degree view. The system will allow you to stay on top of.
We have one question.
One question coming in, yeah.
Just can't see it. How long does it take to implement? I don't think I got that all the way.
Yeah, so okay, so it depends on what kind of analytics we are implementing and the complexity of the sources, but general implementation timeline, as we have talked earlier, it's around 6 weeks. So it includes the analysis of your sources, identifying the gap between the pre-built analytics data model and your source requirements. Because the BICS provide really intuitive and easy tool for the data loading and preparing the report. So we have gone live with similar requirements in like 6 to 7 weeks.
Next question. How can social media and other kinds of unstructured data be added to this tool?
Right now, BICS is designed for historical analysis, but let's say if you have data which is exposed over web services, we can definitely integrate that information into BICS data warehouse and do the reporting on top of it. So similar kind of requirements we have seen in many of the clients.
Such as Eloqua?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Doesn't look like we have any more questions at this time. We did record this webinar, and it will be available for replay. And again, you can contact us at sales@saturninfotech.com. We'd be happy to customize and do a proof of concept for any restaurant. We'll sign your NDA, we'll send us your data, and we'll build your reports, and we'll show you how you can have better execution on your business strategies, get rid of the silos, have the mobility that you need in order to grow your business. Thank you everyone for joining us and have a wonderful day.